Hi, everyone. I'm Rick Barron, your host, and welcome to my podcast, That's Life, I Swear. Is cryptocurrency drifting from being a niche to a fad? As of late, the S.E.C. has filed charges against Binance and Coinbase for money laundering and not registering as a broker. Now, will these two companies be heading for the crypto junk pile to join FTX? Let's jump into this. In December of 2022, Sam Bankman-Fried, the disgraced founder of the collapsed cryptocurrency exchange FTX, was arrested in the Bahamas after U.S. prosecutors filed criminal charges. Now, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission and the Department of Justice are now investigating FTX for possible market manipulation and insider trading. Now, the other charges also alleges that FTX failed to register as a Futures Commission merchant and comply with anti-money laundering regulations. Now, FTX has denied any wrongdoing. Of course they would. Now, since December of 2022, the world of cryptocurrencies has been going into a spiral, and the heat is building up. That is, making the allure of cryptocurrency go sour and turning into perhaps a fad that many thought it always was. Now, why does this matter? The S.E.C. recent actions against two major cryptocurrency companies reflect a broad effort to end what U.S. authorities see as the era of lawlessness in the industry. Now, the two companies currently in the spotlight are Coinbase and Binance. Both are facing charges very similar to FTX. Now, the potential fallout if these two companies are found guilty of wrongdoing in the field of cryptocurrency is, well, pretty significant. Both of them are major players in the cryptocurrency industry, and a guilty verdict could damage the entire industry's reputation. It could also lead to increased regulation of cryptocurrency exchanges, making it far more difficult for people to buy and sell cryptocurrencies. So what are the charges? Let's start with Coinbase. The Securities and Exchange Commission is suing Coinbase for possible securities law violations. The SEC is looking deep into whether Coinbase allowed unregistered securities to trade on its platform. And the commission also went after Coinbase, alleging that the exchange offered cryptocurrency assets that are identified as securities. Now keep that thought in mind. Now, Coinbase has denied any wrongdoing. Now let's take a look at Binance. The Commodity Futures Trading Commission is suing Binance on 13 charges for operating an unregistered futures trading platform. Now, they also allege that Binance failed to register as a Futures Commission merchant and comply with anti-money laundering regulations. In addition, the SEC is also looking at offerings and sales of tokens. Not just like Coinbase, Binance has denied any wrongdoing. Now, why now? Why is all this happening? Although Binance and Coinbase may not be household names, they are well known in the world of crypto. Billions of dollars worth of digital assets change hands on these two platforms every day, and they have customers all over the world. Now, leading the charge against Coinbase and Binance is Gary Gensler, chairman of the Securities and Exchange Commission. Now, from his perspective, the crypto industry has been a wild west with few regulations and laws governing it. A fact that many crypto fans see as a feature and not a bug. Now, the lawsuits are significant moves by Gary Gensler, who took office in April of 2021 to try to regulate the entire crypto industry. Now, the core S.E.C. strategy is focused on using its enforcement division to subdue crypto companies and show why its regulations apply to crypto activities. Over the past 2 years, Gary and his staff have had numerous meetings with cryptocurrency exchanges that were seeking special exemptions from the laws governing the rest of Wall Street. Well, needless to say, the talks never got anywhere. In short, Gary sees almost all cryptocurrencies as securities. Remember that word? Securities. Thus, current laws give his agency the power to regulate them and the sites and the apps on which they are bought and sold. Although these two lawsuits are different in many ways, at their core, Coinbase and Binance are being accused of failing to register their exchanges with the SEC. Now, John Reed Stark, a former SEC enforcement attorney, said, and I quote, "I think anyone who has crypto on any exchange should take it off that exchange immediately. Period. End of story. End quote. Now, John thinks the chances are good that the S.E.C. will prevail. The S.E.C. has brought close to about 150 cases in the area of crypto. Now, granted, many of these cases are still pending, but the S.E.C.'s track record so far has been extremely strong. Now, if the latest lawsuits stand in court, the exchanges will have to become compliant under the S.E.C.'s regulatory rules, and if not, they could be shut down in the United States. So what's a crypto guy to do with all this heat coming down in the industry? With the U.S. regulatory crusade against digital finance going into hyperdrive, other crypto exchanges are becoming fearful they may be the next one on the list to get a knock at the door from the S.E.C. So what are their options? Is there a way out of this legal jungle? Well, yes, there is. And it's called going abroad. Now, CoinShares, a leading European asset manager specializing in digital assets, said the U.S. share of spot Bitcoin and Ether trading has declined this year to about 70% from about 90% in March of 2023. Now, spot Bitcoin and Ether trading, what is all that? I provided you links to both terms that you can find on my script, so be sure to take a look at it after the recording. So, back to the 20% that was lost. Where did it all go? Companies such as Binance, Coinbase, Gemini, and others are expanding into Asia, the British Virgin Islands, and France. The cryptocurrency giants are also looking at Europe as becoming the future epicenter of crypto. Now, not to be denied in getting a piece of the action, regulatory approaches are being developed in Switzerland, the United Kingdom, Hong Kong, and others. Now, Europe has a huge appetite for crypto innovation, but be careful what you wish for. Regulators will soon discover defying the rules of regular finance isn't a bug of crypto. It's what defines it as a key feature, one that has paved the way for rampant speculation while reviving the age-old phenomenon such as bank runs. Now, a footnote here. As I was putting this episode together, I read in the newspaper the other day where the S.E.C. and Binance have reached an agreement, resulting from a U.S. District Judge decision. The judgment? It orders Binance American Exchange, which is Binance.us, to keep all assets in the U.S. and limit spending to expenses needed for regular operations. Now, taking this step will safeguard customers' assets as the company continues to battle a government lawsuit. Now, what can we learn from this story? What's the takeaway? Well, it is important to note that the cases against Coinbase, Binance, and FTX are still ongoing. It is possible that the companies will be found not guilty of any wrongdoing. However, the fact that these cases are being brought at all to court is a sign that regulators are taking a closer look at the cryptocurrency industry. Now, perhaps the cryptocurrency reference as the Wild West by Gary Gensler could be coming to an end, or they just may have to face some hard rules of having to follow the rules of regular finance if they wish to exist. Well, there you go, my friends. That's life, I swear. For further information regarding the material covered in this episode, I invite you to visit my website, which you can find on either Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts, for show notes, calling out key pieces of content in the episode transcript. As always, I thank you for listening. Be sure to subscribe here or wherever you get your podcasts so you don't miss an episode. See you soon.